Hi guys, so these are some pros and cons of UC Berkeley. Starting with the pros. First and foremost, UC Berkeley is just a very well-known school worldwide, and it's also currently the #1 public school in the US. This especially applies if you're trying to get a career in STEM because a lot of companies do prioritize students from UC Berkeley. For most classes you take, you're going to have a section with a GSI or a graduate student instructor, and from my experience, I have not had a bad one. We have great school spirit, there's game days, there's also just D1 sports in general. And the social scene overall is great. There's going to be multiple frats throwing every weekend, every holiday, so on and so forth. Location-wise, there's so many things to do, day or night activities, it doesn't matter. Anything you can think of is probably going to be in Berkeley or in its surrounding cities. I also just want to mention, if you really like going to concerts and raves, SF is a huge hotspot for that. And there's also great nature and a lot of scenic viewpoints nearby, which I think is really nice. Everything you want to do is going to be a walk, bus, or BART away, and we get Bay Pass through a tuition, so that's free transportation on bus or BART. There's a lot of other things you can get through your tuition as well, so I'm just going to name a few. You get access to the Rockwell facilities, so this is things like RSF. You can also get a lot of tech apps like Microsoft 365, Adobe Creative Cloud, just to name a few. You get a New York Times subscription, you can get Grubhub Plus, and you can also get HBO Max. And this is a pro for me personally, but we're on the semester system, which I love. So now on to like somewhere in between the pros and cons. It's kind of just up to you. So since UC Berkeley is a public campus, this also means the public has access to our campus. In my opinion, this isn't really a big deal, but if you're really not into seeing activism on like both sides to the extreme, maybe not the school for you. UC Berkeley has so many clubs, so there'll definitely be one or multiple clubs that align with your interests, even if they are niche. But one thing I will say is that consulting is a very different club culture, so it's super competitive, rigorous, and because it's so selective, it could be seen as toxic to some. Now on to the cons. Housing in Berkeley is so competitive on and off campus and also just so expensive. And if you're a freshman, good luck getting the dorm you want because we have a housing shortage. If you're paying for a dorm, you're already paying for a meal plan, which you can't opt out of, and Berkeley dining is not good. I feel like no matter how good of a mental headspace you're in, the stress culture here will get to you to some degree. I feel like everyone's always stressed and in a rush, and that really affects you mentally, and also the imposter syndrome is just so real, but just trust me, everyone goes through it. During midterms and especially final season, good luck finding a seat at the library because the library's overcrowded so bad. And don't even get me started on course enrollment. Course enrollment is literally all up to your luck. You get assigned an enrollment time, and if your enrollment time is dog shit, you will be taking a few bullshit classes that semester because you can't get the classes that you need. The counselors here are so overbooked and unreliable, so you basically have to learn how to become your own counselor. If you want an appointment, you have to book them weeks in advance, and if you just shoot them an email, the chances of them responding are very low. Because everyone at UC Berkeley is so smart, we have insane grade deflation. So if you get an A-, I believe that's a 3.7, B+, 3.4, so on and so forth. If you're thinking of bringing your car to Berkeley, there is so much traffic, so many pedestrians, so many one-ways, and also finding parking is so hard. Last but not least, you get the worst seasonal depression at UC Berkeley because school's so hard and it's raining and cold outside, so your motivation's so low, you never want to go to class, and then also you have finals coming up, so it's literally the worst. But yeah, that's basically it. Hopefully this can help you decide if UC Berkeley is the right school for you. Bye, y'all.